Welcome back, learners. Now let's look at our first concept, which is challenges of the microenvironment. We have difficult employees, lack of vision and mission, lack of adequate management skills, unions, strikes and go-slows, skills shortages amongst employees, high employee turnover, and employee absenteeism. But for this lesson, we're only going to focus on 4. It does not necessarily mean that these other challenges are not important. Now let's look at the first one. Lack of vision and mission statement. When there is no mission, the business will lack focus and direction and its single long-term objective. So obviously, you cannot drive a car without a steering wheel. So the mission of the business, it's very important because we need to know what is it that we want to accomplish. So without the mission, then that business lacks direction. There won't be any guidance of what is it that we want to achieve as a business. So lack of mission poses a very serious challenge in the smooth running of the business. Then, lack of adequate managerial skills. Managers may not be able to provide meaningful guidance and leadership to employees. Obviously, if our managers are not having enough management skills, it simply means that they will not be able to plan, to organize, to lead, and to control the employees. And by that, it simply means that even the employees themselves won't be sure of what they are doing because they do not get the guidance that they are supposed to be getting from the management who lacks the necessary skills to make sure that the smooth running in the business. Let's move on to the third challenge. Skills shortages among employees. Businesses sometimes find it difficult to find suitable employees with the skills and experience they need. So, as businesses, you may find that, yes, you need people to employ, but if people do not have those skills that you need in a business, it's going to be a challenge because you will end up doing what? You will end up employing people because you need to do what? To comply with legislation that says you need to give preference to those who were previously disadvantaged. So if people do not have the skills to do the job, then businesses are forced to comply with legislation. And complying with legislation will simply means that businesses need to go and train those employees, of which it's a loss for a business because it takes out money that is supposed to be saved for profits, for expansion, and train the employees, which will not even guarantee that those employees will not leave the business. So lack of skills is a problem because even those employees who lack skills, if they are employed in the business, they are going to contribute to bad decision-making of the business. Let's move on to the fourth challenge. High employee turnover. High employee turnover affects productivity, continuity, and the recruitment process. So when we talk of high employee turnover, what is it that we mean actually? It simply means that the employees are frequently resigning from the workplace. So if they frequently resign, it's going to pose a challenge for us as businesses because now we need to do what? We need to advertise. Advertising is money. We need to shortlist. We need to conduct interviews, which is time consuming for the business because productivity is at standstill because those employees have resigned. Now we need to find people who are going to replace them. So if productivity is affected, then what does it mean? It simply means that automatically the profit is going to be affected as well. Now, let us move on to our second concept. Challenges of the market environment. We have competition, shortage of supply, changes in consumer behavior, demographics and psychographics, socio-cultural factors. Let me also highlight this, learners. You need to understand that these are the challenges, but for this lesson, we are only going to focus on 4. And again, it does not mean that the others are not important. They are important as the ones that we are going to talk about in this lesson. Now, let's start with our first challenge. Competition. Other businesses that sell similar substitute product pose a problem to or threaten the success of a business. What does it mean? Obviously, if there are other businesses who sell similar product as yours, it simply means that we are going to compete for the same customers. So it's a challenge on our side as a business, because if customers choose to go and buy to business number B, then obviously we are going to lose income as a business. So that's how these other businesses pose a challenge to us, because they are competing, we are competing actually with one another for the same customers. Then let's move on to the second challenge. Changes in consumer behavior. Consumers' preferences and tastes can change as fashion changes and as technology advances. Now, you yourself, Lena, you are a consumer. So obviously your behavior changes now and again. Whatever it is that you liked 2 years ago, it's not the same as what you like right now. So those behaviors of consumers, when they change, automatically they affect us as a business, because if now they do not like our product, now we need to do what? We need to find ways whereby we can make sure that we upgrade or develop our product in order to suit the needs of customers. And by so doing, it's money that we have to take out from our pocket to do those marketing research again, making sure that we do those questionnaires. It's money, because that questionnaire, if we print the paper, it's going to cost us money. Why are we doing that? We are trying to understand the behavior of consumers, which changes now and again, which we cannot keep up to as a business. Hence, they pose a challenge to us. Let's move on to the other challenge. Demographics and psychographics. It is difficult to determine the attitudes, interests, opinions, and lifestyles of the target market because they change frequently. So the interest of consumers, they change now and again. Their opinions, their lifestyle, it changes frequently. A person could be living this life now. Next week, the lifestyle has changed. So it's a challenge on our side as businesses, because we cannot be able to constantly keep up with those changes, lifestyle changes, the attitudes of consumers. So these demographics and psychographics, they pose a challenge to us as a business, because as soon as they change, productivity, profitability is going to be affected, because yes, we can continue to produce the way we were producing as a business, but if our product is not in demand, then it becomes a problem on our side as a business, because we are losing profits. Let's move on to the last challenge. Socio-cultural factors. Businesses must be aware of a change in behavior and attitudes of a particular society. So as a business, we need to make sure that we are aware of the attitudes of a certain society, because if we are not aware of the changes in their attitude towards our product, it's going to cause problems for our business, because if they decide to boycott against our product as a society collectively, so it's going to affect us as a business. So we need to be aware of society changes. Then avoid threats and take advantage of the new opportunities that the change may present. As a business, we need to make sure that we avoid the threats and make sure that we change those threats to our advantage as a business. With that being said, let us move on to a quick short ad break. We will be back. Do not forget, stay tuned.